Uh, it was on 31st December 2017 that the present episode began. There was most of you know about the history, but I'll just quickly run through it so that we know where we stand at present. 31st 12 2017, 250 organizations, majority of them Dalit organizations and grassroots organizations, held a meeting in Pune in Shaniwarpet called Elgar Parishad, organized by Justice Sawant and Justice Kolse Patil, retired retired judges of Supreme Court and High Court respectively. Uh, Immediately on the next day, when at the Bhima Koregaon episode happened, where the Dalits were attacked by others and violence took place. Okay? First information reports were filed against two persons mainly. That is Ekbote, Milind Ekbote and Bhide, okay, saying that they and the right-wing organizations were involved in causing this violence. After about 6 days, and another FIR was filed, saying that no, it was the speeches at the Elgar Parishad which led to violence. But at that time, it was only Indian Penal Code people who were present at Elgar Parishad who were implicated, etc. In April, they changed it, and subsequently they brought in UAPA. They raided people's houses who were never present in Elgar Parishad. Finally, in June, they arrested 6 persons, including Surendra Gadling and various other people were arrested. In August, they arrested. Then it took a nationwide turn in August when they arrested 5 more people, and they started taking action against Anand Teltumde and Gautam Navlakha, who were both not arrested at that time, but were out on bail, anticipatory bail. It was after that two charge sheets came to be filed. One in respect of the first batch of arrestees in November 18, and in February 19, another charge sheet came to be filed in respect of those who were arrested after this. The 4 others who were arrested after this. In January 2020, okay, for reasons which are too obvious to be stated, the NIA took over the investigation from the Pune police. And in April 2020, Gautam Navlakha and Anand Teltumde were arrested. Subsequent to that, till now, during the lockdown period, 5 more persons have been arrested. One was Heni Babu, who's from Delhi. 3 persons from the Kabir Kala Manch and the related Elgar Parishad issues, Sagar, Ramesh and Jyoti, and Father Stan Swami, who was the last person to be arrested in this whole round. And while filing the charge sheet, the prosecution has said that we are still continuing the investigation. So 3 charge sheets are already filed. Maybe there will be a 4th one, maybe there will be a 5th one, maybe there will be a 6th one. We don't know how many. The point is that till the charge sheets are filed, till all the charge sheets as NIA deems fit are filed, okay, trial will not begin. Okay, people will not get bail. Okay, people are not even getting bail on health grounds. Look at Stan Swami, for instance. Stan Swami has been is an 84-year-old man, okay, who never tried to abscond. There is not even an allegation that he tampered with any evidence. There is no, he participated in the interrogation, okay, completely. There is no allegation that he was not cooperating during the interrogation. Even then, they arrest the man and put him straight inside the jail. So that is what is the situation today. Now, what is the situation? We have got copies of the charge sheets. We are going to the bail applications earlier filed were rejected because, as Suresh mentioned, bail is very, very difficult to get. Even COVID bail has not been granted to these people, though most of them are above 60 years. But this battle will continue in the courts. We will keep on fighting in the courts. The only thing I want to end by saying is that I have looked at all the charge sheets. I have looked at all the evidence. Okay, and I can only say that it's a completely flimsy evidence. As a lawyer, I personally feel it's a completely flimsy evidence which is sought to be relied upon. They are relying upon statements of 4 or 5 witnesses whose names they have not revealed to us. We don't even know whether those witnesses exist or not. Okay, we don't know that. They are relying on some computer data, okay, which we have reason to believe that has been planted, okay, and we will show it when the time comes. And so these are the kind of data on which they are relying on. For Anand Teltumde, they are saying that he brought some Maoist literature from abroad. Now you have not even raided his house. How do you know any Maoist literature was brought from abroad? Or even if you bring it, it's not nothing illegal. But this is the situation, okay, within in which. Yeah, Suresh, I'm ending. So this is the kind of evidence which is against people. Against 10 standard evidence. If you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, you say you are jihadist. If you are Christian, you say you are into conversion. Some letter is produced saying that he is into conversion. Another letter is produced saying he is a Maoist. Now, Maoism and conversion are contradiction in terms. Okay, I mean, Maoists don't believe in God. I mean, they are atheists basically. It's a question of converting, okay, somebody and saying that yes, our party is very happy that you are converting people is ridiculous. Okay, but this is the kind of evidence on which they are going by. Okay? So I personally feel that ultimately all of them will be acquitted. But as Suresh mentioned, process itself is punishment, and I hope the courts intervene in these cases and ensure that justice is done, and all 16 are acquitted, and UAPA till it is on on law books. Okay, will always lead to this kind of situation. It's not just about these 16 people, but it's about everybody else. And so I think the demand has to be made that UAPA has to be repealed, lock, stock, and barrel. There is no dilution here which will help us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mihir.